All right, what is going on, guys? Second recording of the day, January 14th. We're making up for a few days that we missed uploading. I was on a very long flight to Dubai from Chicago, connected in Zurich in Switzerland, and it was a very long travel experience, but it was good. Anyways, we're back here with another recording for the day, and I want to talk about I don't know what I'm going to title this yet, but why you should always be on, right? What does that mean? Now, I'll just start here. People asked me, because I told a few friends, family, that I was like going to Dubai for a week, and they were like, "Oh, is it a vacation or is it work?" And I'm like, "Well, it's both. It's always both. It's to me." And this is the lesson here. This is the concept that I want to talk about. So basically, what I think is, if you work for yourself, right? I'm guessing people who are watching this are mostly video, photo, content creator type people. And if you want to run your own business, whether you're part-time doing this or you want to be full-time, or you're already full-time and you want to grow your business, this is the mindset I think you should have. And it's actually, it's on one hand, it's like a negative it has negative connotations to it, and I think it shouldn't. And I think that the negative connotation to this mindset I'm going to talk about is that it's almost this workaholic, sort of overly, obsessive mindset that people have, and that I have about what they do. And to me, this is the best mindset you can have, right? You should always be working. You should always be working every second of every day, right? And how is this possible? How am I always working? And B, why would I want to be doing this, right? And why? How is this not just like a workaholic mindset? How do you not encounter things like burnout? How do you not just tire yourself out and then eventually just crash and burn? And I've asked myself this question before, am I using work as sort of a coping mechanism, right? Is it really like workaholism, right? Like, if an alcoholic is coping with alcohol, am I coping with deeper issues because of work? Now, although I think that may be true sometimes, it's definitely not true for the most part. And I think that this is still ultimately a very, very positive mindset. And so I'm gonna just talk about this in a bunch of different ways here. So one idea I want to talk about with this is, in order to be successful, I think, in order to be mega successful, you need to love what you do. You really need to love what you do. And that's where I'm so grateful that I found something in my life that I love this much. If you know me, you know how much I am like this, and I'm obsessed to sometimes scary degree with content creation, with videos and photos and stuff. Like, I'm the guy who will have a camera, if not multiple, on me, and the group is taking a walk, and I'm gonna stop the group to shoot photos. And yeah, I'm gonna be 10 steps behind everybody because I'm still shooting a photo or something. And I'm the guy that, if you hang out with me, I'm gonna be talking about some work idea. Most likely, it's not gonna be small talk conversation for very long. I'm somebody where if I go and I do something that is entertaining for a period of time, whether it's I'm gonna go see a movie, or if I'm jet skiing. I've actually never been jet skiing. I'm just looking at some jet skis right now out this window. But if I do anything for fun, I'm in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking about how that, like, what sort of value I could extract from that experience, and then apply it to my business and apply it to content creation. Maybe that value literally is just how a certain thing looks, and I'm inspired by like the visual that I'm literally seeing in that moment, right? If I'm seeing a movie, maybe I'm like, oh, like this is inspiring for this reason, right? But I find that I'm never sort of mindlessly turning my brain off and just enjoying the pure, just almost like brain dead relaxation. And I know I'm painting a sort of a negative picture of relaxation. I'm not saying you shouldn't relax. I'm saying you should intentionally relax. You should take time, and I've said this in a separate video, you should take time to recharge and rejuvenate intentionally. And you shouldn't do that in ways that are essentially just mind-numbing nonsense, like scrolling on TikTok or something. And I feel like we all have been there. We've all done this. I'm certainly guilty of like sitting there on like YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels or like one of these other super addictive platforms, or even just watching YouTube videos. You know, it's like an algorithm's just suggesting you videos. And I just think about it like I just don't think senseless short-term dopamine is good. It's just not good. Like it's like you're maybe you're watching this and you're saying, but Ben, like you're saying that like you don't want to have any fun in life. You don't want to just have any, pure just enjoyment. And I'm like, my answer is it just depends. Is that source of enjoyment bringing me some kind of like actual value, right? Am I actually like enjoying doing something because it's like I'm learning something new, or like I'm having a new experience and I'm actually like making memories, right? In other words, do I think you should go jet skiing? Like, hell yeah, I want to go jet skiing. Like, I've never done that. Like, maybe I'll do that when I'm here. But that's a new experience. That takes time to like learn how to like do it. And like, you have to like engage your brain still. And this is what I'm talking about, right? If you watch a movie, are you watching that movie and trying to like, actually listen to it and actually like understand the story and the message? Or if you're a content creator, are you watching it because you want to actually like be inspired by the cinematography or the storytelling of it? What's another example? Like, if I'm gonna go take a road trip, right? Am I just doing that to escape my life, or am I doing that as a means to, again, have a new experience and actively use my brain and engage during that experience, even though it is relaxation, technically, even though it's a vacation, right? Air quotes, vacation. I don't believe in vacation. I don't believe in like things where I'm gonna go and sit my ass in the sand and just like have a bunch of drinks and get drunk and just completely disengage and turn my brain off. I think anytime I've had experiences like that, I come away from that experience, if I'm being honest, with regret and with just a feeling of just emptiness, a feeling of like, why didn't I have my brain on in that experience and take what value I could? Why did I dissociate and disengage from my life, right? You shouldn't, and this is the thing about working for yourself, right? This is where I think this is who this video is for. If you hate your job, if you hate what you do, you need to escape from it. That's what people do, right? They unfortunately have a job that's literally work, and they go through it so that they can escape from it when they're not working. And to me, that is if you really put it in perspective, that's just such a down bad way to live life to me. I just think that's such a sad existence. Like, think about it. Like, and if this is you, like, I'm sorry, because and maybe you haven't thought about it until you've seen this video, but like, I don't know. Like, if you are okay with trading, 60 to 70% of your time so that you can like, and not really enjoying that 60 and 70% of the time, so that you can like fuck off and like turn your brain off in that other 30% of your time, or 20 or 30, 40% of your time, whatever it may be. Like, the whole living for the weekend, air quotes, living for the weekend mindset. I'm just like, are you really okay with that? Are you actually cool with that? That's what you want. And that's an idea that I had in my mind when I was in college, and I was in a really, really like depressed, like just because I saw that coming. Like, I saw that coming for myself and so many other people. And then I found this, and this sort of became my way out. And now I look at life so differently. And, the trade-off that I realized I was going to have to make when I started doing my own business was that I was like, holy shit, like, if this is going to work, I need to be obsessed. Like, I need to be so incredibly obsessed with this, and I need to be essentially working all the time. But guess what? That's what life is. Like, I'm okay with that. I have a video about how life is literally work. Like, that is the point of life. Like, if you look at animals in nature, There's no animal you'd ever find in nature at any point in time, ever, right? Who is like, metaphorically taking a vacation and sitting his ass in the sand and having a few drinks and turning their brain. The animals don't do that. That's not a natural thing. Have you ever seen a bee in a beehive? Like, what is a bee's existence? They go and get bee honey or whatever, pollen from the flowers. They go back to the hive, they make their honey, they rinse and repeat, and they do it every day, and they don't think about it otherwise because and then animals don't have like, for the most part, like maybe there's certain, studies that would that would say otherwise, but animals don't have like depression and like mental fucking anxiety and like all these issues that humans have. And I think we just create these issues for ourselves. And I think that I think that the times that I've had those issues were the times when I was trying to resist my work and trying to resist being on, having your brain not in this state of like actually trying to be in like a working mindset. Again, even if you are doing something for fun, are you really there? Are you actually present? Are you actually trying to gain something out of that experience? You're not just trying as hard as you possibly can to just dissociate and escape from life. And that's really, I think, what it comes down to. I think that's what it comes down to live a really good and really positive life. So here I am in Dubai. I'm not on vacation. I'm working for a client of mine. Maybe we'll do a video later this week together. But he's got a car rally business, essentially. This guy gets a bunch of people together who have supercars, and they have this rally where they drive across Europe. It's called Modball, and he's a really cool client, and he was nice enough to fly me out here, and I'm going to be shooting some stuff with him, and his cars this week, and it's really cool. And again, I'm not saying this as in any way as a way to show off or gloat or brag about this. To me, this is again still work. Still something that I'm here working. He told me earlier, like, hey, I'm going to pick you up at this time today. And in a teeny tiny part of my brain, this is the interesting thing, in a teeny tiny part of my brain, right? Not the majority, the very minute minority of my brain thought, darn, like, I have to work. And then you know what the rest of my brain said? What else is there? What else am I here to do? Like, if he had instead said, hey, Ben, listen, you just got in, take a day or two, just relax, just, find some stuff, entertain yourself for a little bit. I'd be like, what am I going to do? I'm here by myself. I mean, yeah, again, I could go jet skiing. Like that's probably what I would do if he wasn't coming to pick me up and we weren't going to go and either plan or film some stuff today, right? I think we're just doing some planning, but like, I'd rather do that. I'd really rather do that. I'd rather make progress on what I'm actually here to do and actually play the main mission. And I like to compare life to a video game. If you are playing a video game, a lot of times you have this like option of whether or not you can play the main campaign or you can just do side quests, right? If you're playing like Grand Theft Auto, you've probably played it. It's like you can sort of just drive around the map aimlessly and go rob people's cars and just literally like basically just fuck off and just not really do anything. Or you can go to where the main mission like entry point is and play it and actually do it, because that's what actually gets you the big dollars and the big points, right? And to me, that's what life is about. It's a lot more exciting if you actually are on and you try to just be on all the time, and you are obsessed with your mission, like actually obsessed, and not and it's so obsessed that you don't encounter things like burnout because it's just you love it that much. And again, I'm not saying this is such a nuanced attitude, I think, because I'm not saying just grind set, hyper, wake up at 6 and go to bed at 3 in the morning and be actually working the entire time. It's like, no, like I'm not actually working the entire time. Like I literally sat at a cafe just now and like for like, a good half hour, I'm literally just sitting there drinking a coffee and I did like some like journaling, right? And it's like, that's not work. That's not actually work. That's not the main mission, so to speak. But it is, because it contributes to the main mission. It sets me up for success in the main mission. That's the attitude you should have. What is your, if you don't have this, right? If you don't have a purpose, so to speak, right? I don't like think about this on some, deep level every day. You know what I mean? I'm not like, oh, I need to be on my purpose, right? I'm not. It's like I don't like see it as like I don't even see video like making videos as like that noble of a purpose even, right? Like I have friends who are doctors, they're talking about actually saving lives. I'm like, oh, sick. Like I'm editing like a video of some bottle service at a club, right? Which is just funny. It's like I'm not really doing anything, right? But like at the same time I am, and I love it and I wouldn't trade anything for it. And I think that the only way that you become good at something is if you are obsessed, right? There's a book called Be Obsessed or Be Average. It's one of those like self-help, self-help, so to speak, whatever, mindset books by Grant Cardone. He's like this beast, alpha, jacked, super rich guy, salesman. And it's a great book. I've listened to the audiobook, and it's very inspiring because he's very direct and he's very straightforward, and he says, look, if you are not obsessed, right, as the title is, you will probably be average. You will probably live an average life. Do you want to live an average life, or do you want to live a great life? I think the difference between those two things is your mindset towards work and your mindset towards what a vacation actually is, and the reasons, the real deep underlying reasons that govern your decision making, and the real reasons why you're doing the things you're doing. You have to ask yourself these things, and if you don't ask yourself these things, maybe take some time and just sit down and ask yourself, am I operating from like a transactional mindset, or am I operating out of like genuine interest and like genuine love in what I'm doing? And if you're not, try to find something really like that. If you don't have that, again, I don't think you need something that has this like, societal major societal contribution, like saving lives as a doctor. You don't necessarily need that. You could be writing a book, right? It doesn't even have to be what I'm talking about here. It doesn't even have to be necessarily like your main career. Like I said, if you have a job, but then that job is feeding something else, like a book, or if you're a painter, right, and you're not even super interested, at least not yet, in trying to like make money off of your art, you don't have like you could do that. That's fine. Like that could be the main mission, but like you should be, in my opinion, so obsessed with it that it'll make you money. In today's day and age, you can make money doing freaking pretty much anything. Like you could learn how to juggle super well and then have a TikTok, or you get what I'm saying. Like in today's day and age with the internet, you can probably make money from something that isn't actually like that societally valuable, if that makes sense. But only if you're obsessed with it. Only if you actually are in love with it to the point where everything in your life centers around that. And I think that's the best way to live. So I'll call it for today. Appreciate you guys for listening. As always, comment down below other topics that you guys want me to talk about, or send me a DM on Instagram about that or anything else. That is all for now. Subscribe if you've enjoyed this, of course. Give me a like, all that stuff. Thanks again for watching. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.